Child support is done by percentages, and one child is 17% of your gross income less FICA, which is Social Security and Medicare tax, and 2 children is 25%. And when people are married and have a child, you know, if you look at the statistics, like married with a child and the child is getting close to school age is actually like where a lot of people get divorced, because the honeymoon is over. A lot of people throw the Hail Mary pass of let's have another kid. Like, that'll bring us together, that'll add some excitement, it'll give us a pleasant distraction from the fact that we're not really as into each other as we used to be, it'll give us a shared sense of purpose again. We jokingly say all it does is adds 8%. So when someone has a second child, they divorce within like a year or so, we'll behind the scenes refer to that kid as the Ocho. He's 8% more child support.
Getting divorced in the U.S. isn't cheap.
Spent 4 years of misery, and very expensive 4 years of misery. You use things to support your case, like text messages, emails. You know, I gotta pay a transcriber $250 per court transcription. It's expensive. Through a completely unnecessary custody battle, it was about $123,000 in attorney's fees. I had to hire an expert witness. I was without my kids for a year.
The more complex it is, the more hours that are required. Hours by the lawyers, hours by the appraisers, the business valuators, the crypto hunters, the forensics, the forensic accountants, the forensic psychologists.
According to Elizabeth Douglas, founding attorney and CEO of Douglas Family Law in New York, contested divorce anywhere from $40,000 to $140,000.
It just drained all of my accounts. It's going to take me years to recoup from that.
I'll have a better understanding of why in a year, adding an even better one in 2 and an even greater one in 5. And it'll go from being, you know, a book of my life to becoming a chapter, to a paragraph, to a line, to a word, to a doodle.
Wasn't blaming anybody, wasn't rushing to any conclusions, you get to live through it.
That's an experience that you either learn from or make excuses about, adding that you have to take some responsibility for it, hold yourself accountable for what you do, and then also endeavor to learn something beyond the obvious from it.
I think he's less interested in trying to control things and more interested in what he personally can learn from them and how he can sort of be a better man and like live a more thoughtful, interesting life.
Meanwhile, setting the internet ablaze in January 2021, when she was spotted just 2 months after the split was announced, holding hands with singer Harry Styles while working together on a film. Sudeikis admitting that it had been a hard year, telling GQ that, "I think if you have the opportunity to hit a rock bottom, however you define that, you can become 412 bones, or you can land like an Avenger. I personally have chosen to land like an Avenger."
All this mom bombs, like IEDs, these are things that'll blow up a family. One is if you meet a woman and she's baby crazy, just be careful if she's saying all the right things, doing all the right things, and moving really quickly. Her clock is ticking. She wanted a baby yesterday. She's gonna hook you. You guys will get together, have a baby, and then within a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, she's gonna realize, okay, look, he served his purpose. I was never into him anyway. We discard him. And now you have to see your kids a lot less. Second one is some women will say they want a baby more than anything in the world. They want to be moms more than anything in the world. It sounds amazing, it sounds beautiful, it sounds selfless. The reality is, though, is a lot of times these women are super unhappy and they feel like the baby will fill the void. The baby, okay, if I have a kid, I'll finally be happy. This is not a good scenario at all, because what's going to happen is she's still going to be unhappy. Now she's not going to want to be a parent. She'll be like, oh, this isn't even that great. This is awesome. I'm always on, not doing any fun trips to Tahiti, wherever. She's going to drop you. So now, again, you're going to be doing like a 50-50 situation probably, if you're lucky. She's going to be phoning in the parenting. So she's not going to, you know, the kids are going to notice, right? You love your kids, you're showing up for your kids, and now mom's on to, you know, a new relationship, or different guy. It's a shit show, and so now when you're leaving, kids are crying, right? The kids are, oh man, dad's leaving, you know, back to phone in, right? And the thing, it's like the difference between 4 seasons, you know, 500 sheet thread count. Now we got to switch that and go to Motel 6. Dude next door is dealing meth.
You're gonna shell out a few grand on your wedding day just to have somebody play fucking Lizzo or Bruno Mars, Cha Cha Slide, only to have your wife quiet quit sometime before your 10-year, the big 10 anniversary. Gentlemen, avoid marriage and these red flags. Friends and family don't like her. When you both are around your family, they look like they're a heartbeat away from throat punching her. Does she have as much empathy as Elizabeth Holmes? The only thing she ever makes for you are excuses. She says she doesn't need a lot of things, but she always has a lot of things. Does she give people, including you, those backhanded compliments? Compliments like, "That's a beautiful photo of you, I didn't recognize you at first." Is one of her favorite phrases, "I already knew that." You know, super traumatic childhood, but she's never done any work on it to heal. So she's still operating with some sort of, "I don't deserve love, love is painful" beliefs. So she sabotages good ones. Keeps repeating the same mistakes, the same fucked up cycles without any desire whatsoever. Change, to grow, to listen. The only reflecting she ever does is when she's looking at herself in the mirror. That old Rascal Flatts song go, "What hurts the most? The family explodes." And all of those years ago. Can't believe I picked so wrong. Now it goes.
Somebody gonna find me after I slip and fall out of the shower, living in the apartment, right? Should feel awesome, you know, but that feels kind of awful, you know? Like 4 plates. I have, you know, like there's something lonely about all that. From what I had as a family, things said family and community and tribe, you were part of something, right? This all like says, you know, like that you're out of the tribe. It's quiet, you know, it just reminds me of the loneliness, you know, the fucking 20 years where I had, you know, different memories that, you know, like even like looking around the house, like it'd be like, oh, that happened there, that happened there. Oh, so-and-so fell there, we had a party there, you know? Like, fuck, I gotta create new memories. I don't want to create new memories.